Today, I want to discuss a very serious issue with you. The sad reality is that you and me and all of us are currently under surveillance. Big Brother is watching us and he knows more about you and me than we do ourselves. Now, technology has changed every facet of the four main passions of Indian society, be it cinema, religion, cricket, or politics. In politics, the change has been especially unprecedented, where political campaigning through social media has changed the way we vote. Every major political party has an IT cell whose job is to spread the party's agenda through social media. And knowingly or unwittingly, we are all pawns in a much bigger game that's being played out. You are not a person anymore. You are just a carefully constructed piece of data that can be deployed in the great strategic game for power. And this is precisely what I'm going to talk to you about today. It is very scary, but I think it is something that we all need to understand. Let us begin with three very important questions. Do you have control over your own data? Can you decide who accesses your data and who doesn't? Can you choose what data you want to keep private and what data you want to make public? The resounding answer to all these three questions is a big no. On August 24, 2017, the Supreme Court of India ruled that privacy is the fundamental right of all Indians under Article 21 of the Indian Constitution. However, Article 21 of the Indian Constitution also prescribes reasonable restrictions on people's fundamental rights. Now, what exactly are these reasonable restrictions? Unfortunately, our Constitution does not specify that. Therefore, how much privacy you're entitled to as a part of your fundamental rights is anybody's guessing game. Something very drastic happened in our country on the 20th of December 2018. The Modi government quietly passed an order authorizing 10 agencies to snoop on the people of India. This order by the Modi government is very ambiguous and has raised a lot of serious questions. Unfortunately, the government's response has been very typical.
चलिए पुडुचेरी को वणक्कम.
Until now, any agency or police force wanting to snoop on an Indian citizen required the prior permission of the Home Secretary. Even after this permission was given, it would then be sent to a review committee which would examine the request and only then give a go-ahead. However, under Rule 4 of the IT Act, such permissions are not required anymore. This essentially means that with the Modi government's new order on surveillance, any officer from any of these 10 agencies can snoop on any Indian citizen without even having to take prior permission of the government. How long will the data acquired from citizens be stored by these agencies? What if a person who's being snooped on today is found to be innocent tomorrow? Will the data collected from that person be destroyed? The Modi government's order is completely unclear on any of this. Does that mean that tomorrow individual officers can store data on people as long as they want and use it however they wish? This has the potential for large-scale blackmail and harassment at the hands of government officials. In a country where even the minorest dispute is resolved by saying, "Tu janta hai mera baap kaun hai," it is a very scary thought that from tomorrow, everybody's baap and their baap will have access to some of the most intimate details of your life. If the police want to enter your house, they first need to get a search warrant. However, with this new surveillance order by the Modi government, government officials do not need any prior permission to search the most intimate details of your online history and data. This includes not just your social media passwords, but also your phone and your laptop and all the data stored on it. What's the punishment if you refuse to hand over your data? You go to jail for 7 years. Now think about how hilarious this is. If you punch a police person in the face, you go to jail for 3 years. If you refuse to give them your cell phone, you go to jail for 7 years. These three questions and the shocking silence of the Modi government point out to the fact that we have now effectively turned into a police state. Despite this, there are some people on social media who support the Modi government and are willing to turn a complete blind eye to this surveillance. For them, I have only one question. Governments change every 5 years. Tomorrow, if there is a party that you dislike and it comes to power and forms the government, will you still be okay with them having access to your data and to be able to snoop on you? If the answer is no, then you should also be very, very concerned. Let me give you a small example of how sneaky the Modi government is. Do you remember the time when the Modi government made you link your bank account, your cell phone number and everything else to your Aadhaar? And they made it mandatory to do so before December 31st, 2017. A lot of people at that time argued that a case against this was already pending in the Supreme Court. This tweet by a union minister shows you how the Modi government has no shame about blatantly lying to the people. In September 2018, the Supreme Court finally ruled that linking Aadhaar is not mandatory for citizens of India. So basically, instead of waiting for the Supreme Court judgment, the Modi government rushed millions of Indians to link their Aadhaar with everything, thus ensuring that there is absolutely no way of undoing that damage. This old Aadhaar data, combined with your other publicly available data on social media, allows the government to get a good understanding of your financial, shopping, electronic and even dating habits. This allows them to successfully decide what propaganda you should be bombarded with in order to win your vote in the next election. And lastly, I'm going to tell you something very ridiculous about this new surveillance order, which will amaze the living daylights out of you. According to this new surveillance law, admins of any Facebook or WhatsApp group are responsible for any content posted by the users of that group. Now, is it really fair to hold an admin responsible for the actions of the members of a group? Heck no. But wait, this law goes even further than that. Tomorrow, if you're the admin of a Facebook or a WhatsApp group, a user decides to put something which is hate speech or illegal into that group. As a responsible admin, you immediately delete that content. Guess what? You're still going to jail. This time it is going to be for destruction of evidence. So basically, at the end of the day, what does this surveillance order by the Modi government really mean for you and me? It means that your vote or my vote is not an independent vote anymore. It also means that Big Brother, that is Mota Bhai, gets to decide every aspect of your life and my life without us having any say over it. You should be scared. You should be very, very scared.
Don't say a word.